Guys, it's me again. Just show y'all something. So what this is, start capacitor. It's old ceramic. Found on a lot of older units. This is a old R22 pane, 2.5 ton. You can see it blew up. So with that being said, fan motor is also bad. I'm gonna go ahead and change the fan blade as well because I can clearly tell it's rusted and I don't feel like fooling with it. So this is a Super Boost. They make 1, 2, 3 ton hard start kits, 3, 4, 5 ton hard start kits. Got this from United Refrigeration, so it's a little bit different. 2 wires. It's got the internal relay inside here. You pull the cap off, you can see the circuitry. So it's kind of all in one. But anyway, you can see the wiring diagram too. So this is for the compressor. It's since it's a hard start, Super Boost. So you can see how it's wired up, but we got a dual run capacitor here. That's a run capacitor. But it's literally the same thing. So all you do is put one wire on your HVACR, which is your compressor, other wire on your common. Your common always goes back to your contactor. That's one way to know. So just wanted to show you guys that in case, you know, the newer techs got confused. It's real easy. Don't overthink stuff. Thank you. Hey guys, it's me. So I'm going to show you how to change a fan motor and a blade. First thing, make sure power's off. Second thing is remove all the screws. These are 5/16. You can see what I'm using. Once you remove the screws, lift the fan up. I cut the wires and use butt connectors just because I don't feel like unplugging and pulling the wires that are already hooked up. So that's what I do. To each his own, it doesn't matter. So if you don't have a fan blade, what you'll do is put some all kinds of different brands you can use, but PB Blaster, doesn't matter. You will put it around the shaft. So this motor is bad, so doesn't matter if any liquid gets all over the motor and stuff, but put some here on the hub, let it sit for a couple minutes. Do the other side as well. You'll loosen this set screw and you'll pull the fan off. If it don't pull off, you can use a hub pulley that you can get from a supply house. If it still doesn't pull off, then I mean, you can cut the shaft, but I usually don't do that. I can see that it's rusted pretty bad and it appears to be welded on, so I'm not even going to fool with it. That's why I got a new fan blade. So now that the wires are cut, next thing we're going to do is remove these nuts here, pull the fan off, change it out. There's what it looks like without the grill. One thing to note, guys, so this is an OEM replacement. So it's made specifically for this system. That's why the shaft's short. And I know by looking at the other system that the hub was right up flush with the edge of the shaft. So I know where to put it. But if you're replacing it with a universal condensing fan motor, you're going to have a longer shaft. So make sure before you take the old fan blade off that you take a measurement of how far off the motor, how far down in the condenser unit the top of the hub is, so you know where to place it back on the shaft, because you don't want it too low or too high, because then you're going to change the amount of airflow you have moving through the coil. You're going to start to mess stuff up. So I got the new fan blade on. And you can see the set screw here. You want to tighten it up on the flat side of the shaft. Don't put it on the round part because it won't be secure. You want to put it on the flat part. Go ahead and put the original nuts back on. Don't over tighten them because you'll break them. And then you'll be up, you'll be SOL, possibly. All you need is 1 or 2 impacts from your impact. So one thing to note, not on this one, the drain hole plug is removed. But on a lot of universals, you're going to have a drain hole plug. You're going to want to remove that if the shaft is facing down. If the shaft is facing up, you're going to remove the drain hole plug that's on the top of the motor, the opposite side of the shaft. You're making your connections. This is what a butt connection looks like. You want to crimp it down and pull both sides very so lightly, because you can still pull it out if you really try. It's not hard. Make sure it's not loose. Then I tape it up with electrical tape to help prevent any moisture from getting into electrical connections and rusting it out, causing a short. So it's just one of those extra little things that don't take but a second. CYA. Once you're done making your butt connections and putting electrical tape, I put all three together and wrap it one more time in electrical tape. You want to make sure it can still fit through the sleeve, which in this case it can just fine. You can see, got the sleeve back on. It's pushed all the way up against the motor. Make sure, and it's all the way in the hole. Make sure the wire's not loose so the fan blade can clip it. Pull the excess out. Be careful with your electrical connections. You pull and break this, you'll have to redo it. So I'm going to just let it hang for now. I'm going to put the screws back in, energize the system, and verify operation of the fan. One thing to note as well is you have to worry about rotation on your universals. This one's OEM, so it's already preset. The fan blade, make sure that you put it on the right way. You want the fan blade, the lower part of the blade to rotate. In my case, it's going to be clockwise. You want it to scoop the air up and pull it through the coil out. Alright, I got a call so I can verify operation here, but you're going to want to check your delta T between your return and supply. I like to check humidity as well. And then you want to check your amp draws and all that good stuff, and then verify your refrigerant charge is good, superheat, subcooling, high and low pressure. So I got disconnect open here. I'm going to go ahead and energize it. It's not a call yet. Use an electrically rated screwdriver, press in the contactor, verify operation of the fan motor. I know it's rotating right because I've seen it when it started, but we'll let it slow down here. And you can see how the lower part of the fan blade's rotating clockwise. Clockwise, counterclockwise. It's rotating clockwise and it's scooping up air and pushing it out. That's what we want. So now I'm just going to verify system operation. But that's how you change an OEM fan motor with a new blade. Once I get to a universal, and then if we're going to use the same blade, I'll make a new video of that as well. Alright guys, one thing to note, coil's there, you got your U-bends behind this panel here. One screw's long, one screw's short. Obviously the short goes here, but that's the way it came anyway, but you want to be careful because if you put it too long of a screw back in this hole or in this hole up here, sometimes you can puncture the U-bend or puncture the coil. Trust me, I've done it before and I had to fix it. So just make sure you're paying attention to how long the screw is and make sure you don't put one that's too long in, wind up causing yourself a headache. Alright, so I've already checked charge not too long ago because I did a preventative maintenance, so I know we're good. So for the old heads out there, beer can cold. And then I have a delta of over 18, and then I've already checked during the preventative maintenance static pressure as well, so no airflow is proper. So with that being said, we are good to go. Easy enough. And then I changed all the insulation as well, straightened up the wires, lifted the units up because they were just sitting on the ground, so lifted them up, got everything nice and neat, coils clean, electrical, all that good stuff. So hope I was able to help somebody. Thank you.